It's amazing watching someone that gets into a career that they think that they know what they want to be studying, and then somehow they see something grabs their attention, and it changes their life forever. And suddenly they get into an expertise or a specialty. I mean, the amount of brilliant people that have sat at this desk because they saw something nobody else saw. My next guest is like this. And talk about something nobody else saw. It's invisible. What about this issue?
For 10 years, I practiced pediatric neurology in Mexico City. The great majority of the patients that I have, it was epileptic and autistic patients. I was doing electroencephalograms where you put a lot of electrodes in the head of the patient in order to understand the electric activity of that brain. There was sometimes activity that didn't belong to those patients. It was coming from the outside. All my patients, they were telling me, my kid gets worse every time they play video games. I started digging in the literature. It turns out it was an electric activity coming from the console and being absorbed by the human brain of my patients. What we learn in med school is that you need to see everything from the biochemical point of view. We didn't actually understand this electric activity of the human body, so I have to relearn absolutely everything. I told my wife, I'm gonna take a 6-month break. I need nobody to talk to me because I need to study a lot. Well, 6 months turned into 18 years. That's how long it took me to understand EMFs. In 1957, the US government brought Dr. Schwann from Europe in order to understand why soldiers were getting sick when they were exposed to this new radar to detect airplanes. And he described most of the things that are now the basics for EMFs. Man-made electromagnetic fields interact with the human body. Because our bodies are organic, in nature, we will absorb EMFs. Trees, on the other hand, they're grounded, so they absorb and they send it to the ground, whatever a human cannot do. The human body can protect themselves if we have a low exposure. When man-made electromagnetic fields start being part of the everyday life, then is when problems started. Late 1990s is whenever they start erecting those cell phone towers. With telecommunications, everything has to be wireless, that the density that we're exposed today is higher than 5 years ago, way higher than 20 years ago. So when we're inside of a room with electromagnetic fields, printers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all sorts of antennas, a human will absorb in an extremely high ratio. EMFs destroys, first off, the restoration areas. That is why we have so much an epidemic of sleeping disorders, insomnia, because we sleep with those highly contaminated environments. The brain, the heart, and the immune system are the most important electric systems of the human body. Problem is that those nerves that reaches those vessels are extremely small, and they are very susceptible to absorb EMFs and misfire as well. So high blood pressure, it could be that EMFs are actually interfering with that. The immune system is patrolling inside of the human body. Whenever it feels the need to trigger a reaction, it will do that starting with electric systems and then followed by chemical systems. So if we have one misfire, then you're gonna have a cascade of misinformation on that area. I will say today that biochemical and electrical go together. One electric field is always, by law, going to interact with another electric field. Imagine that it's a microscopic bullet and it goes through things, breaking them. It deteriorates the inside of the cell and then it goes all the way to the main structure of the organ. That is why we have an increase in immunological problems. EMFs break DNA, destroy proteins. People don't realize that we're inviting the enemy inside of a house. We're getting sicker and sicker.
Well, I know this is playing into your greatest fear if you're thinking about your health. I know every time you pick up that cell phone, if you're like me, you're like, oh, I don't know about this thing, or all the EMFs in our car, in our homes now. So to get to the bottom of this, it's my honor and pleasure to be joined by Dr. Carlos Ritter. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
You know, like anything else, in some ways it seems like a no-brainer, you know, but why is this so controversial?
Oh, there's so many factors in there. One of the factors is that we ignore it.
Yeah.
We ignore it when we go to med school. We only learn biochemical things.
Yeah.
We don't really learn anything that rules the electric fields.
Which is crazy because we are truly just electrons. I mean, I think about this when I think if you're going to start a heart.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got those paddles.
Exactly.
It's electricity, right?
Exactly.
We are, you know, just series of electrons moving around. Yet we ignore this part in every other part of our health.
It took me forever to understand. I'm a neurologist. I'm a pediatric neurologist. That's my main thing. And I didn't know that I was working with the electric system of the central nervous system.
Yeah.
Until I have a lot of patients in the private practice, then I start realizing.
So when you're doing, you were doing these EKGs, right? And you're seeing, wait a minute, EEGs, sorry.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's signals, there's frequencies in here that shouldn't, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
You're seeing things
So
you shouldn't
normally whatever we should see is the electric activity that belongs to the brain.
Yeah.
And that's what they teach you and that's what you're looking in there. When eventually I saw, hey, that actually didn't belong to the brain. It belonged to something else. It turns out that it came from the environment that we are exposed to.
Wow. So is this like one of those issues, like, you know, we cover it all the time, covered it from the time I worked on the doctor's television show on CBS, now like a decade ago, but where, you know, the sugar companies and the, you know, end up funding science so that cholesterol ends up being the heart, you know, causing heart disease. Like, we just see this manipulation of science. Is there any of that going on? Or global warming, for instance? I mean, where you just see all the funding going to one perspective and avoiding others. Are we seeing some of that here? Is there a reason why we're not getting science that's telling us there's an issue?
Exactly. Let me tell you really fast the story, how I got here. I was born in Mexico City.
Yeah.
I practiced in Mexico City. And I met people around the world. I met nice, amazing people here in the States. And they invited me to be the president of the society, to be involved in that area. So part of my job, it was read.
Yeah.
We need to read every single paper that is in that realm. We find out a few papers, around like 130 papers, that they said, yeah, EMFs is a thing, but everything goes well to the paper until we get to the last point. It's okay. You can be exposed. So my team
They
and
do the
I...
same thing on all the vaccine issues. That, like, you'll see really ugly stuff throughout the body. But the conclusion is, but it's one of the greatest inventions we've ever seen, and everything's going to be okay. So that you see issues in there, but in the end, they conclude it's fine.
It turns out that my team and I, we were like puzzled because nobody knew about this, right?
Yeah.
We in the medical field. Who's this guy? Who's writing these things?
Yeah.
Well, that's when we start finding out. Oh, that guy actually works for Motorola.
Really?
And that guy actually owns patents of cell phone antennas. So how's possible that the one is telling you what should be the dosification that we should be exposed to is the same guy that is actually putting it in the air. So I learned that not everything is amazing in this world, so we have to fight those things.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons. Another reason is it's invisible.
Yeah.
So we don't think of anything that we cannot see.
Yeah.
And it's convenient. So at the end of the day, those are the factors. This is multifactorial thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, we medical doctors. If I ever get the chance to be the dean of a school of medicine,
Yeah.
I'm gonna force them to study physics. Yeah, we need to study all in biology, but we should be learning about physics because the environment that we live in, my patients, everybody, it's developing in an environment that it could be poisonous. In this case, electrical poison.
I love that term, electrical poisoning. I think it's better because we think, well, I mean, it's way, you know, but when you think you're poisoning yourself, when you look at when I think of, if I'm looking for, if I'm having health effects, what are the things that you see it's affecting the most?
The very first one is going to be sleeping.
Okay.
So that's why my third specialty is sleep medicine.
Okay.
I need to learn, why do we sleep? It's really easy to answer right now. We sleep because we need to restore. Imagine really quick, inside of each one of the cells, we have trillions of cells.
Yes.
And each one of the cells know what is the damage that they have. Well, sleeping is an amazing, it's the superpower that we have, because each cell is going to tell you, hey, this is my damage, this is what I have to restore. It's a very complex thing.
Yeah.
It turns out that electrical signals are the ones that tell the cells how to restore. And electrical signals are being disrupted by EMFs when we're in the most vulnerable time of the day, when we're asleep.
When we're trying to fix ourselves.
Exactly.
That's where we're just getting bombarded. Well, I mean, what happens if you think, well, sleeping, what room am I in? How many EMFs are in that room? I know you've thought about this. Well, it's exactly what happened with our executive producer. I don't know if you remember some time back when their house burned down, unfortunately. When they were rebuilding it, she said, well, I want to do this right. There it is, a real tragedy. You know, thank you for all those that supported Jen through that. But as she was rebuilding, it's like, I want to do this right. What does it take to make sure I don't have too many EMFs? Well, Dr. Ritter went to her home, and let's take a look at what happened there.
Hi, Dr.
Hey,
Ritter.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. We're talking about something invisible, and a lot of people second guess if EMFs are bad for us, if they exist, all the things. And I'm just hoping that you can shed some light on all of that and help me with my home.
I will try. We're gonna do a diagnosis. Imagine I'm gonna put my hat as a medical doctor, but now my patient is your house. I'm gonna touch you on the arm.
Okay.
And whatever this is gonna show me is if you're absorbing only electric fields from the wires. It says that it's low. I want us to walk all the way to that wall.
It's going up.
The numbers start going
14,
up.
20.
And if you
20.
touch the wall, please.
Oh, wow.
Just the wall. It
Just the
doesn't
wall.
mean- That's how much you absorb by being next to a wall. Let's see what is broadcasting from that cell phone antenna that is close to the house, and it's maxing out the meter. Let's try to pinpoint a source of EMFs. If I get in between the antenna and the source, I'm gonna absorb that radiation. If I move, radiation keeps going and it's really intense. But if I get in between,
Wow.
the antenna picks less because I'm a filter. I'm absorbing. And that's really important to understand that concept. This is
what's right on the other side of those windows.
this is the source.
Wow. I would have never guessed in a million years that pool equipment would be giving off a ton of EMF.
Now step 2 is we're gonna analyze that. So we have the results. Whatever we have in here is reference values for sleeping locations. And then we start increasing slight concern, severe concern, and then extreme concern. We're above the concern.
Extreme concern.
Yeah.
Wow.
The most important sources are from outside of the house. We have one cell phone tower. we want to have some barriers
Yes.
in between. Trees are amazing.
Yeah.
To minimize it.
Okay. So like master bedroom.
So we can see that the number with electricity was 250. I wouldn't want anybody to sleep for a
Considerable
long period
to
of
high.
time
Yeah.
in the way it is right now.
Okay.
If we shield the house, we can actually bring it down to 5. Whatever we want is to make the walls extremely absorbent
Yeah.
and keep all radiation in the walls, send it to the ground. You have to bring now a wire from that grounding system into the wall. We're gonna try to get all resources that we can so we can minimize. We're gonna start with the very first part of the project. The medical grade grounding system is the core of the whole shielding. We have to bring him inside of the house, so we have to drill some holes. We're gonna pull it through. This is a mixture of graphite particles, carbon particles, and cobalt. Now that we have this line, we're actually gonna do the second layer. It looks exactly the same, but it's just carbon and graphite. It's gonna cover the whole entire wall. We have to connect now the grounding system. Even if we're connected only to one wall, the whole room is now a system. At the end of the day, they're gonna put paint on top of this, like any other rooms in any other houses. Now we're gonna set the grounding system. It is a set of coils in a set of rods, 100% copper. We're gonna place it like that, 1 foot apart. These wires are gonna be connected now to the grounding system. It's a 2-part drainage system. We know that this room is shielded.
I mean, it's incredible how in depth you're getting there. So am I to understand that you sort of left being a doctor for patients and now you're a doctor in people's homes? Is that...
Exactly. So I learned that one of the main stressors, toxins that my patients have is electromagnetic fields.
Yeah.
It was devastating for me to understand, hey, that is a problem nobody knows, and nobody even know how to measure, what to do. If you don't have a solution for something, it's very discouraging.
Yeah.
So I had to study it to learn what could be the solution. Actually, I started traveling, not around the world, but Europe mostly, because those guys, they knew how to do things. This is around like 15 years ago.
Okay.
So I went over there, I learned how they do things, and I find out that if we shield the room where somebody's sleeping, then you're gonna be doing the restoration over time with less toxins, with this electric toxin, and then your body can just start restoring, defending itself from all the different foreign stressors that we can have.
How do you go about doing this work?
Yeah, I mean, I do need help because we need to manufacture
industry
things in
here,
here. Everything I bring in from Europe so far.
Okay.
And there's a few companies. There's low quality. It's black.
Yeah.
I don't like to call it paint. It's particles, electrical particles. There's low quality and there's good quality.
Yeah.
Well, we need to bring the good quality because if we're going to invest, we have to make sure that we absorb all the medical grade grounding system. It's the core of the system. It's whatever sends EMFs into the ground, which should be. I don't want EMFs next to my kids. I don't want EMFs next to my etc. I want it in the ground.
I have a thing on my bed that's like sort of a grounding mat that I plug into an outlet. Like, what do you think about things like that?
Let's unplug it. I'm going to tell you why. Let's unplug it right now.
Okay.
The reason is because you plug it into the electric system of the house. Even if if say, plug it into the grounding.
Yeah.
That's a grounding. That's not a medical grade grounding system.
Okay.
That's just one rod that is steel, carbon steel, and is attached to the electric system of the house. They made them because I published a paper mentioning all those things. They did it because the house can get on fire. So with that, they prevent or they stop. If we shield a house kind of like the way that we see it, that house will never catch on fire because of an electric problem.
Okay.
But the thing is that you're bringing now into your body through the mat that the EMFs that are in the wires of your house. Now, if you have that mat and you plug it into a medical grade grounding system that is meant to absorb EMFs, you'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be grounding yourself. That could be one of the solutions.
What should I be more worried about? Because I see there's different things. One, obviously, cell phones, ear pods. None of my kids, no one in my family uses ear pods. We in my house, when we went in there, I took out all the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But I still have how bad are the electrical outlets and things like that?
So the main thing that I see is cell phone antennas, Wi-Fi from the neighbors. Imagine all the things that we have.
Sure.
5 miles
Right, if I
around
pop it
the
up, you're right. I
house.
can see all my neighbors' computers.
Exactly. Whenever I measure, I need to make sure that I know what is 5 miles around of the house because it will leak in the house.
Yeah.
Those ones are the strongest because they emit around over 1,000 watts.
Okay.
Of course, the Wi-Fi is whatever you have inside of your house, so it can get trapped. It emits around 2 watts, so 1,000 watts versus 2 watts. Well, but this one is extremely close.
Yeah.
So whatever we have to do is we have to relearn how to live in this modern era.
Yeah.
In my house, I don't have Wi-Fi. I do have internet, and I have a faster internet because I have hardwired everything.
Yep.
If I need Wi-Fi, then we should be able to switch it off at night. Do we need it at night?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, well, we need to shield the house. I mean, we should shield houses.
Yeah.
But if not, let's turn it off.
So
But
give me the top 5 things I can do aside from painting my walls with metal particles, which
Well,
I know is.
I'm going to say
quite
that
amazing.
that one would be the very first
So I want to
one
do
because-
that. Do you have a website I can go to where I can find those things? Okay.
EMFHometesting.com.
All right, here you go, folks. I know you're curious. EMFHometesting.com. Okay, very good.
Exactly.
Yep.
Then whatever you have to do is switch off as much as possible. Even though I think that taking care of whatever we have to take care of at night is the most important.
Let me read through this. They just popped this up. Smartphones have 7 different antennas. Turn off what you don't really need. What is that? 7 different antennas. I don't know what that means. I don't.
So,
is it on
cell
or
phones-
off or airplane mode?
Yeah, we have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. We have just the normal cell service. Cell phones, they have more antennas that are not. You're not even have the control of them.
Okay.
Somebody else has the control.
Yeah.
But at least let's turn off the ones that we don't need it because the cell phone emits in a high way.
Okay.
In a high density. So whenever you don't need them, let's make sure that we don't have it.
Yeah.
Let's try not to put the phone close to our body. Of course, it's really convenient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I've never put my phone close to my body.
Really?
I will have it in the table.
Well, now, how do you carry it? How do you get it to the
I have a
next
little
spot?
pouch, and I doesn't grab
Tongs.
it. But the thing is that we need to start.
That's a good way. Let me plug
changing-
it. Faraday bag, the Highwire Faraday bag. You want a Faraday bag? Go to the shop at highwire.com. It's one of our favorite items. There we go. I've got
Exactly.
a shameless plug.
The thing is, we need to learn how to protect ourselves little by little.
Yeah.
Don't touch the phone if it's possible.
Okay.
Not all the time.
All right.
Don't put them close to your body.
Okay.
Testicular cancer. Oh my goodness! I mean,
Yeah.
so many things. We put them right here. Or if you're a woman, please don't put them in the breast. So learn how to turn off the Wi-Fi.
All right. Stop
etc.
buying things that transmit Wi-Fi for your home or don't connect to that feature. I mean, everything's Wi-Fi now. Refrigerators. I think my iron just probably got Wi-Fi. in it.
Probably it is. But you know what? When I started doing this, I felt that it was one guy against the whole entire world.
Yeah.
time has passed, and now I've been talking about this. There's more awareness. I mean, not just me.
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
lot of amazing
I
people.
know what that feels like.
But the thing is that now we're more. If we tell companies, hey, sell me something that actually I have the opportunity to plug it into the Ethernet,
Yeah.
they will sell it. The thing is that we don't ask for that. So now, hopefully, all the people that is watching this show, they start having that. Hey, if I'm gonna buy that TV, I want that TV to be either Wi-Fi,
Right.
because some people want it,
Yeah.
but have the option, not Wi-Fi. I can plug it in.
Okay. All right, let's look at number 3. Turn off your Wi-Fi at night when you're sleeping. Put your router on a timer. Oh, that's a great idea. This is something I keep saying I want to do. I've got to figure out how to. I don't have Wi-Fi, but I do have Ethernet and things like that. And and do you like turn your power off even?
I shield my house. I have 3 different layers of shielding, a little bit more than whatever. I'm
Okay.
kind of crazy about it.
Jen,
right?
he shorted you.
But I still, because I didn't buy my house when it was, I bought it already.
Yeah.
It wasn't built at that time. I don't have the way to shield the wires.
Right.
If we build a house from scratch, we will shield those wires. We don't have to turn off the power.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
I do it in my house. Every night, my kids already know. And everybody who visits us, they know, oh, there's some rules in this house. My kids are kind of like the famous guys in
Yeah.
the area. And everybody, their friends.
And are you
actually
getting involved in
follow.
like home development, like in groups now? Like,
Yeah. So right now we have this project that we're gonna build 24 houses, having EMFs in mind. That's gonna be the sales point. The rooms are gonna be shielded, and we're
Amazing.
gonna be shielded in all the steps that.
All right, let's look at the rest of this list right here. Number 4, don't keep your phone on your body. We went through that, of course. And earbuds, hey, everybody, I see you letting your kids use them. I wouldn't. Keep electrical devices out of your room while you sleep, even on airplane mode. You did some sleep studies, right?
I did.
What did you find from that?
So whatever I did is, I did electroencephalograms and sleep studies.
Okay.
I have 2 groups. Houses that they allow me to shield the houses, and houses that I didn't ask for shielding.
Okay.
Whatever I did is I follow, prior to the start of the study, I follow EEGs and sleep studies. Every 3 months, I did electroencephalograms. Whatever I was measuring is just the homeostasis, electrical homeostasis area of the central nervous system. Really quick. The left side of the brain and the right side of the brain, they have to communicate instantly. So whatever I see in one area and in one side, I have to see it on the other area.
Yeah.
That was one of the parts that I measure. Whatever I find out at the beginning is that everybody was wrong. Everybody was under the homeostasis line.
Wow.
And whatever I did at the first 3 months of the study, it actually was worse for me, because whatever I find out is that they were getting worse.
Wow.
The client, the patients that I shield the houses, they actually were in more dysphagia than before, which it was really discouraging for me.
Yeah.
I imagine I've been doing this for so many
I
years.
shielded their house. So what was happening?
The thing, I wait for the next to the EEGs for the 6 months, and they start getting better. I think that whatever they were having is kind of like this detox
Oh, interesting.
time. And by the year, the 12th month, they got the homeostasis back. So the thing is that if we sleep over time, 1 year, I can prove in there, without EMFs, at least at night, you can regain the homeostasis that we should have already.
Amazing. Well, I'm inspired. I've talked about it too much. That's why I love doing this show. I'm gonna go home. We're gonna take a look at our house, see what we can do. I do think this is a huge issue. I think we're all being lazy with the cell phones. We don't need it all the time. So I don't need Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Then just use the one thing I'm using and turn the rest of it off if I can.
Exactly.
It's great information. Thanks for taking care of Jen.
Oh, thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thanks so
it.
much.
And thank you for
And
coming
thank you
in
for
today.
inviting me.
Absolutely. It's great having you.
Thank you.